Hello everyone, welcome back to Fix the Family. My name is Raylan Alama and we are bringing you truth without compromise for the family. This is Resurrecting Manhood today. In this segment we're talking about the Catholic man in his covenant relationship of marriage between himself, his wife, and God. And this, men, I believe, is where men are failing today, where manhood is falling down and falling short in this area of commitment that it takes to go along with a covenant. So what I want you to do now is, if you're easily offended, you need to turn this video off because we're about to get serious. Now, if we want to know the Catholic Church's teaching about marriage and what it means by covenant, we can go to the Catechism of the Catholic Church. Paragraph 1601 talks about the sacrament of matrimony. The matrimonial covenant by which a man and a woman establish themselves, between themselves, a partnership of the whole of life, is by its nature ordered toward the good of the spouses and the procreation and education of children, offspring. This covenant between baptized persons has been raised by Christ the Lord to the dignity of a sacrament. Paragraph 1603. The vocation to marriage is written in the very nature of a man and a woman as they came from the hand of the Creator. It's in our anatomy. Marriage is not a purely human institution. It's not a legal agreement. Despite the many variations that may have gone through the centuries in different cultures, social structures, and spiritual attitudes, these differences should not cause us to forget its common and permanent characteristics. Men, marriage is permanent. That's what it means by covenant. And it does not change despite the times changing. You know, and people will say, the church needs to catch up with the times. No, it doesn't. The times change. God and the church remains the same. So men, we need to look at what our level of commitment is. Marriage is a permanent commitment. And before we have any kind of relations sexually with a woman or girl, we need to have a permanent commitment to her. Not a promise, not being engaged, but have made the vows permanently before God. That's the start of it. Then, what did Christ say? He said, as far as adultery goes, what is adultery? If a man only looks upon another woman in lust, he's already committed adultery with her in his heart. So what kind of commitment do we have with our wives in our heart? That's where it starts. That's where the covenant is. You know, and I understand I'm a normal man, and any normal man is going to have difficulty today being in tempting situations. We walk around and people aren't dressed modestly, girls aren't dressed modestly. But what are we doing? Are we trying to stay out of those situations, or do we go over to Hooters to eat and sit there with all the scantily clad women walking around? That is called a near occasion of sin and no place for a real man. That's where boys go because of the curiosity, because they can't control themselves. Or do we sit there and look at the Sports Illustrated swimsuit issue? What kind of commitment is it that we have to our wives? That's why we got to stay in a state of grace. We can't afford to put ourselves in the near occasion of sin. And this solid commitment to marriage is what it takes to raise up children, as the Catechism says here, and to educate them. Education is, as the Catechism says, by the parents. Husband and wife got to be on the same page. It's not for the schools and the government to do. It's for us to do. So gentlemen, this woman that God has given us as a gift, the woman that you walked down the aisle with and made a vow with before all of your family and your friends and before God, what is this woman to you? This is no small matter. Let's see what the Catechism says about the woman. The woman, flesh of his flesh, his equal, his nearest in all things, is given to him by God as a helpmate. She thus represents God. from whom comes our help. The Lord Himself shows that it signifies an unbreakable union of their two lives, recalling what the plan of the Creator had been in the beginning. So they are no longer two, but one flesh. Do we see our wives as the presence of God in our lives? That gift, that helpmate that we have? Next time we're going to talk about the intimate union between husband and wife here on Resurrecting Manhood today at Fix the Family. Come back and see us. My name is Raylan Alamon. God bless you.